What's up, mortgage coach community? Sitting down with Tunador. What's up, Ton?
Dave, how are you, man? Thank you so much for having me. This is so cool. I'm greatly appreciated. Big time.
Well, dude, you have been doing cool things with Mortgage Coach for a long time. I love the way you're taking what you're doing with Mortgage Coach for families and how you're creating stories and strategies for families, but then how you're taking those and you're using them in your Facebook marketing. I think it's brilliant. It's innovative, and hopefully you're getting some business from it. Are you?
Definitely, definitely. Yeah, it's hands down one of the best marketing. I mean, I could sit and go on. I like going off on tangents. I love tech, and combining it all is it's been killer. It's been great.
Well, I think, one of the things that modern loan officers do is they use technology, they use social media and marketing to create valuable service for clients. And I think what you've done and how you're creating these videos, I think it's a valuable service. Like a lot of what's happening on Facebook is not a valuable service. It ranges from noise to something less and even worse than that. But what you're doing is you're educating people. You're giving them service and value. So before we get into your specific Facebook strategy and how you're doing that, let's just start at the beginning, because this is the first time I've interviewed you like this. What kind of year did you have this year?
I had a good year. It was great. Obviously, many of us did. It was crazy at times, but ended up with a very, very good year. I had 229 closed personal production and just a little bit over 100 million. So hit that benchmark.
Hey, now there's something about that 100 million number, and I don't know what it is, but it is a club. Like you're in the $100 million club. So congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, cool. And what market are you in?
I'm in the Northern Virginia market. I live in Loudoun County, so we're about 35 minutes west of DC. Dulles Airport, you may have heard of course. So we primarily are DC, Maryland, Virginia is our core market, and then the company's up and down the East Coast.
Yeah, no, great company. You guys have Mortgage Coach for all your loan officers, so I love that. And I guess, is most of your business realtors and past customers? What is your business source?
For the most part, I do have some builder business, which is great. I'm primarily 65-ish%, I'd say, straight realtor. And then of the purchase wise, the rest, no, more than that, probably 75% straight realtor. And then that balance of 25 is mixed. I'm talking purchase only, is mixed between past customer and builder business.
Love that. Well, to me, it's impressive that you passed 100 million, but to me, what's most importantly is how many families you have given a total cost analysis to. And I know we're going to, at some point, get into your advice engine and see some of your strategies, but I see on my back end, it's 2,304. So thousands of families have just got the transparency and the value of a Mortgage Coach TCA, which brings to my first question. Why do you use Mortgage Coach? Like, what is your Mortgage Coach why?
I mean, the differentiator piece of it is probably the biggest. My being a tech geek with a lot of things is part of it as well. I really enjoy it. And when we rolled mortgage, or I say when the company rolled Mortgage Coach out to everyone, day one, I remember the training with Brian. I popped in that day and sent someone a Mortgage Coach. It wasn't the prettiest. I actually sent it to the consumer. I was like, I'm going to get this right away. It wasn't the prettiest, but I did it. And I made a vow to myself that I'm going to send this to everyone. And last year really, really pushed it, where I would joke at the office and tell my colleagues, I don't care who they are. If they breathe, they're going to get a Mortgage Coach. So kind of making the old joke about if they breathe, they can get a loan. But I really would do that. I mean, somebody calls up or emails. We have a lot of like the millennials in DC. I would get random emails that would be like, "Hi, I'm looking at such and such condo. What's your best rate?" And that's it. No phone number, no name. Well, I would respond to that with a mortgage, first I would respond with a bomb video saying, "Hey, thank you so much. Thanks for reaching out." And I would give them a list of questions. Well, the video would catch their attention. They'd answer my questions. No rate yet, never at all. Then I would send them a TCA. Typically, I use then a bomb video going over the TCA as well, and it does it right there.
Love it, man. Well, I tell you, it's not only tech people love it, everybody loves it. Let's face it, we live in this digital world where whether you love it or not, I mean, grandma loves Zoom. You know, she isn't able to meet with her kids in person as much now, and everybody loves Zoom. Everybody loves digital, and Mortgage Coach helps you do that. So cool. Well, let's get into some strategies and tactics, and I want to leave some time to get into, you know, specifically your Facebook with Mortgage Coach strategy, because I know people want that. And I think that makes you really unique in our marketplace. So tell us a story and strategy where you used Mortgage Coach to help a family.
Do you want me to pull up some specifics on the screen?
Yeah. Pull up your screen.
Let me do that and pop in here.
Guys, if you're watching this live, this is streaming live in the Mortgage Coach Productivity Mastermind Facebook group. So if you have comments or questions while I'm live, put them in there. If you have questions in the recording, whether you're watching it in YouTube or in Facebook, we will get your questions answered. So love your branding. You got a great picture, great presence, good company branding. So very, very slick. Nicely done. So what are we looking at here?
Well, this is my favorite of the week because this is someone, we locked it yesterday. It's a straight refinance. So they were sitting at a, you know, 3 3/4, 30-year fixed. My first TCA I sent them, I sent them multiple yesterday, you know, or the last couple of days. The first one I sent them was showing them 30-year, 25-year, 20-year, 15-year. We narrowed down to 20. So that's what this is. The reason this is my favorite, and they're actually sitting at 22.5 years left on their loan now. So we're going to a 20, you know, reducing their interest rate, saving money. 2 reasons this is my favorite of the week. These are clients that I sold a home to years ago. I did not do their mortgage. I bumped into them at Costco this weekend. So I bumped into them. We started chatting. We had a very good relationship. I actually had 2 real estate transactions with them back in my realtor days. And we started talking, and it led to this. So it was Sunday at Costco. I think Sunday or Monday, they sent me their mortgage statement. I looked up their house information, et cetera, put this together. We locked them. So it was just a good feeling. They're great people, and it's great to be able to help them out. What I also liked was the fact that after I sent him TCAs, he would be quiet, you know, silent for a little while. He came back to me and said, okay, my financial advisor said to do the 20-year. So I love the fact that he was sharing it. That's something I want to follow up with him, of course, when we start going into the process. He's not disclosed yet, but when we start talking about, you know, the rest of the process is who his financial advisor is and what did he think of it and how I can get in touch with him. So that's my favorite of the week right now. Just a nice, and this is a pretty general, I did show him prepayment strategies with 30 years. His financial advisor pushed him to the 20-year, which is perfect. Makes sense. So.
Scroll to the very bottom real quick. Notice, guys, they've got the social survey integration in there. Super slick. People like social proof. When you think of Mortgage Coach, it's got your personal brand. It's got mortgage options. It's got strategies. Even though the client didn't pick the prepay strategy, he was able to show it. And then it's got social proof that you're awesome. By the way, how do you like the fact that social survey integrates?
I think it's great. I mean, we all know, you know, different survey platforms. It's tough getting them from people, even reaching out, calling, emailing, whatnot. This is automated. It's easy. It's perfect. I have not looked at the statistics as to how many are actually responding, but it's definitely high. I mean, our company hasn't installed this didn't give this to us all that long ago, and I've got 171 reviews here. So I'd have to ask one of the guys when we first got it, but it hasn't been all that long. And so you can see a pretty good amount of people do actually respond to it.
Yeah, well, you do a great job. You give great service. And remember, guys, you're putting the right information at the right time. So if the borrower isn't sure about you, you've given them a place where they can get trust about you. Anything else you want to show about this, or any other ways that you use the report before we do one more?
I was going to pop over to a purchase. One of these tabs up here has a purchase on it. Whoop, I just lost my screen share. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no problem at all, man. Guys,
the Zoom menu.
Attention, because Ton is using a new feature that we have in Mortgage Coach that we're going to show in a minute, which is super slick. A lot of you may or may not know about it. And then we're going to get into the Facebook strategy. So remember, put any questions you have down below.
So this is a purchase strategy, pretty basic in the sense it's 5% down. Actually, the first one I sent this couple was at 10%. And I sent them an email with a bomb video going over the TCA, link to the TCA. And while speaking to them, I told them, the 10% is great, but I also knew what their cash situation was and recommended they might want to look at, or I didn't recommend, I told them they could, if they wanted, look at 5% down loans. So this is the latest that we sent. And so what I like about it, and I use this constantly with conventional loans, we have a lot of 3%, 5%, 10%, 15% conventionals in this area. I'm showing them mortgage insurance. So this is just a fantastic way to show people the difference between them. So I almost always, whenever I've got someone doing less than 20 on a conventional, show them the monthly versus single finance versus single upfront. Sometimes I'll show them lender paid as well as a fourth, but typically good credit I'm not these days because the single is priced so well. So this is just a really, really good example. And I let them make the decision after we sit and go through this as to where they go. And most of them, or many of them, I should say, end up with the single finance because it gives them, of course, benefit of, it's showing them right up front. They've got monthly savings and they're keeping cash to close on the lower side. So it gives them the benefit of both. So this is a common one that I use like all the time.
So, and guys, this is a superpower of a mortgage coach. When someone is putting less than 20% down and they are getting MI, to be able to show them MI options and show them that level of transparency, it's a competitive advantage. And heck, there's times where you're putting people, you're using MI for people to access a home. There's all kinds of MI strategies. So also we have integrations with a couple different MI companies. Make sure you ask your company if you have a mortgage coach integration with an MI that you can turn on. Todd, I don't know if you guys have turned that on yet, but you can price MI within Mortgage Coach now. I don't know if you knew that or not.
We don't have it yet, but I'm told that we will be getting it very shortly. So I'm definitely excited about that. I mean, we've got, the integrations are awesome. I know you talk about them frequently in your videos, but we do have OB integration, Encompass integration, Social Survey. They're all fantastic. I mean, there's no doubt. And also Total Expert. So the mortgage reviews and Total Expert.
Yeah, which guys, getting to that, you can automate a total cost analysis with the Total Expert integration. Tom, make sure you send me these links because we are, now that we have these MI integrations, we're looking for like MI stories and strategies where MI strategies powered by Mortgage Coach helped you convert a loan. A lot of the MI companies, they want to tell the story. They want to make sure loan officers know about this. So if you could forward me this link, it would be great.
Definitely will do. And the biggest thing, and I sometimes I say this, sometimes I don't say this to the customer, but if they are looking at another lender and if it does come up and the other lender does show them single financed MI or single premium or whatever it might be, they don't understand it because they're looking at the PDF, looking at a list of fees, and it makes no sense. This clear, easily explainable, it all the time they'll say, okay, this makes sense. I understand this.
So to you, that is your Mortgage Coach plus MI. Why is because something that's hard for them to understand that creates confusion. And remember, guys, if people are confused, you lose. So it helps you not confuse them and they understand it. They make faster decisions. So it gives you a competitive advantage and it saves you time. Is that fair?
Definitely, 100%.
Sweet. All right. Well, I don't know if you have another strategy to share. I do want you to go into the advice engine real quick. I want to show everybody a few things. Click on the settings tab. And I want you guys to make note that you can look, he's created 2,194 TCAs, and they have been viewed 10,785 times. So averaging about 5 views per TCA. And that's an important metric. It's created 153 videos. I know you create a lot of different types of videos. And then Ton, I know you recently started using another video feature with a Mortgage Coach. What is that?
I did. So I was excited to see this come out because as I mentioned, I've been doing a lot of my videos outside of Mortgage Coach using BombBomb. Great. It's a good tool. But this was really cool when I saw this. And it was one of your I say one of your morning videos. When I watch your videos are usually 5 to 6 a.m. if I'm on either the bike or the rowing machine. That's whenever I get my mortgage coach fix. But I saw this and I started emailing with your customer support just to double check a few things. So this is a default presentation video, quick and easy to record, upload. I have this set so that if I'm not recording a specific video for them, I give a quick explanation as to what a total cost analysis is, why we use it, and how it can help all of us. Just a real quickie. I mean, the one I put up this weekend is 1 minute and 3 seconds, maybe a little longer than I'd want it to be, but that's not bad for a TCA video. And Dave, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that the pending presentation, that is for Simple Nexus, I believe, correct?
Yeah, so just a backstory on this feature, everybody. First of all, you go to settings and then you can see it, presentation settings, and there's a couple video options. So now that Mortgage Coach has an integration with HomeBot, integration with Simple Nexus and point of sales, we wanted to make sure that like when a family is going into another platform and what they did in that platform, it automatically creates a TCA. We want to make sure it's not just like it's broken. So we wanted to make it so that the minute that family creates that TCA, while filling out their app in their point of sale, or while getting mortgage options in HomeBot or any other platform, you have the ability to just put this generic video on the front of it. Now, I do want to make sure I have a caveat. This is not the conversion video. This is just so like, if they filled it out, let's just use HomeBot, for instance, because I do believe you use HomeBot. Is that right?
Definitely.
So family is in HomeBot, checking their value, doing all the things that families do in HomeBot. And when they say, oh, what are my mortgage options? It creates a mortgage coach. And we want to make sure that when that mortgage coach is created, there's a little bit of color on it. What did you put in this video, if you don't mind? Like give us just a concept, or it's a minute, if you want to role play a minute, give us a feel for what you did.
So I just did a quick, hi, it's Tom with Atlantic Coast Mortgage. Thank you for reaching out. What I put together for you is, and I'm ad-libbing it again, I'm not reading the same, but what I put together for you is a total cost analysis. This is a great tool that we use at Atlantic Coast to help show you a clear, transparent way to compare different mortgage options, whether you're refinancing or purchasing. I did make a jab in it in this video, and it's on the Facebook page. I made a jab in there about, we don't send you a PDF with a list of fees. That's old school. I said something to that effect. And the other thing I did towards the end of it, I said, I made the point of saying, make sure when you're going through the report to click on the more info button to dig deeper for more information. And also at the top left menu icon, you can share it with your friends, family, financial advisor. And there's a print icon where you can print and save a PDF to your desktop as well. So I made a point of giving them a little bit of navigational instruction in the videos also.
Love that. And guys, giving a little jab to your competition is good business. And there's a couple things that you're doing with a mortgage coach report. It's not a PDF. It's more than your rate and fee. It's your total cost over time. So, have a couple classy, professional, but at the end of the day, if that family is looking for a loan and they didn't get a total cost analysis, they're not getting full transparency. They're not seeing the cost over time. They're probably not getting options. So when you are creating these introduction videos, and we will be collecting a library of these, Ton was cool enough to take his actual video that he put in there and put it in the Mortgage Coach Facebook group. So if you're listening to this video, Ton's video is in the Facebook group. And if you're listening to this interview right now and you have used this feature and you're willing to share your video, please, what is your, I don't know what we'll call this, your mortgage coach welcome video. Let's call it that.
So, your mortgage coach elevator speech. How about that?
Boom, your mortgage coach elevator pitch. You call it whatever you want. We would like to collect these, get some best practices, and help you guys. So Ton, I know we're going to get into Facebook strategies, but before we do that, I'm going to share my screen, share one more new superpower, guys, that we have. So now, if you are using Mortgage Coach, this is live in your product right now, and you are doing a loan that has debt consolidation. You are now, we have gone beyond just helping you compare mortgages, which we've been doing for over 2 decades. We are the best way to compare mortgage options. we've always been able to do a debt consol, but we've upgraded it. So now you can put in more details around the different debts that a family has, ranging from car loan, any type of consumer debt, student loans. We're giving you the ability to toggle between the short-term and long-term benefits of those. And then if you scroll to the top, we're netting it out. Like, hey, my strategy could help you save X. So now we didn't just do this so that you could like sell debt consol loans. We think that people have more equity than they've ever had before. So we know in 2020, equity won. We also know in 2020, fear won. People are more conservative. They're more concerned. They might want to have more cash in the bank. They might want to fix up their home. They probably, if they have a lot of debts, they want to at least know whether they can consolidate them. And we also know that people are going to move up. So we just want to make it like you can already do a refi versus move up analysis, or you could do a stay in your home versus move up. And now you can do a debt consol. So, and at some point we're going to have it so you could literally be like, refi your home, stay in your home and fix it up, or move up. And you can do all those in one line for people. So we just want to power you as mortgage professionals to help people manage all of their debts and optimize their debts. And so what do you think about that, by the way?
I messed with it today. I locked a refinance where the gentleman paid cash 4 months ago, and his sister gave him a personal loan for a big chunk of it. And so I played with it. I was sending it out to him just to lock him, and I played with it, put her personal loan in there, hoping I could get it right, and I didn't do something right. So I'm going to be reaching out to support on that one, but I did play with it today.
Right on, guys. Well, play with it. If you have questions, reach out to our support team. Fastest way to get support is either through chat in the advice engine or on our website, or email support@mortgagecoach.com. So let's get into Facebook, unless you have another strategy to share.
No, sounds good. Yeah.
All right. So what is your why mortgage coach on Facebook? And then we'll get into what are you doing?
Well, my mortgage coach that you've seen on Facebook really stems from sending rate sheets out Friday night, Saturday morning to realtors. I know that's, and for a lot of people, that's you don't want to do it because it can stir the pot. When I had a real estate brokerage, I told my loan officer team, hey, we need rate sheets because everybody else is sending them. You need to send them, and begrudgingly they started sending them. When I jumped to the mortgage side, first thing I thought was I've got to send rate sheets. And I was told by some of my more experienced colleagues, you don't want to do it, whatever. I didn't listen to them. I did it. There was a group of us, and that kind of evolved from not sending rate sheets to sending a handwritten, a homegrown newsletter, let's say. And I got to the point where Saturday mornings I would be, sending out like a homegrown update of the week newsletter to a group of real estate agents. When we adopted Mortgage Coach, I immediately started sending examples of it because I was like, I want to get this out to everybody any way I can in the real estate community, because it's, at the time I was like, this is groundbreaking. I've never seen anything like this. And I would incorporate with Zoom video typically. Then I started taking that Saturday update and posting it on Facebook only to a real estate list, which was great because every time I would post something, whether it's a rent versus own or an MI education or just here are the rates, here's a purchase scenario, I would get somebody reaching out real estate wise. This past summer, I think it was August, I had some crazy refi that I did that week, and I did my video in the morning on Saturday morning, and I typically will do it. I'll record the video and then I'll turn it into a bomb for the email, but I had the recorded video. I thought I'm going to go ahead and post this on Facebook, but I'm going to make it open to the public. So I spoke to the public instead of speaking to the real estate community. I had an application in 30 minutes. I'm not kidding. And I didn't know who they were. I had to go through my Facebook friends, figure out who it was, look at common friends. The only common friend was my wife. So I asked her who they were. They applied within 30 minutes and were IMing me back and forth on Facebook, and were just ecstatic for it was a VA Earl. So when they saw the Earl rates that I published on my Facebook post, they applied immediately, and it was a 780 something VA Earl that closed 40 days later or so. So since then, I've been making my posts open on Saturdays. I do send that same with some additional links just to realtors via email with the same TCA every week. And last week I shook it up. I didn't do a TCA. Instead, I did just a HomeBot post. So I did a screen share going through HomeBot to let agents and consumers know what HomeBot is. I've done that a couple of times. So every time I do it, I get some kind of response. It's a realtor asking questions, might be direct to the TCA or not, but it's just getting me out there, and it's really helping establish that, you know, I know what I'm doing. I'm the expert for this, and that's what people think about it.
So mortgage coach community, here's what I like about it. It's first of all, it's going to make you better, because you have to think every week, what was the story and the strategy I did that could be teachable for my Facebook friends and my realtors. And in doing that and recording that, you're going to become a better presenter. You're going to become better at what you do. And to me, there's nothing more valuable than you just getting better at your craft. What else do I like about that? You are now positioning yourself as a teacher and a trainer, an advisor, and a mortgage expert. So even if they only watch it a couple times a year, they're like, oh, Don, the mortgage nerd. Not that that's your phrase. Sorry, Denise Donahue. You won't use your trademark. There's only one mortgage nerd. But the point is, they're like, this dude's an expert, and he's getting better, and he's educating people when they want to be educated. And it sounds like you're getting leads all the time. Like it's not like, oh, I've gotten 2 leads since then. It's like just about every time you do it, you're getting leads and powerful engagement. So it's not busyness, it's business. Is that fair enough to say?
Definitely, definitely. May I show you my favorite one that I've done in the last how many months?
No, I don't want to see it.
I'm
kidding. Yeah,
very
good.
I don't care.
Heck yeah, heck yeah. And mortgage coach community, first of all, if you're digging this, let us know. Give this a like. Put in comments. What do you think of this idea? If you're going to start doing it, the weekly case study. And here's what I know for sure. Like, I think I would do it weekly because I am a mortgage nerd. I like to create content and present, so I would. But everybody should be doing it monthly. And back in the day when I used to get all my business from CPAs and financial planners, that was my magic move. Is I created a monthly case study, success story. Now, we didn't have video back then. I created a total cost analysis and a cover letter. But nowadays it would be my monthly case study. And I do know every loan officer in America should be doing that. You should be creating a monthly at a minimum. And for you content creators that love creating content, you should be doing this weekly. Anyways, show it to us. I'll tell you when I see it.
Definitely.
And would you mind sharing this into the Mortgage Coach Facebook group? Is that something you're cool with?
Sharing my Saturday posts?
Yeah, well, you're going to show me your favorite one. Yeah,
this one I definitely will. And actually, I was going to say, if anybody wants to copy this, steal it, use it, I've gotten so much engagement. I've done this twice this year. I've put this out there. I get so much engagement from consumers and real estate professionals. What I did is I just went back to Freddie Mac averages and went to 1990, 2000, 2010, today. Well, this was a couple weeks ago, and showed them what the rates were. And I took a straight 600 price, 480, 80 LTV loan amount, showing them that in 1990, the buyer would have had a 10.13 average rate, 2008, 0.05, 2010, 4.69. And when I did this, our 30-year conventional was 2.5, no points. And this is what blew everybody's mind. The 1990 payment for the same home, again, I'm using the same taxes, et cetera, which those would have been different, versus today was a $2,300 difference. This freaked people out. They were like, whoa. So this was really powerful. I've done this twice in the last year. Recently, a week ago, I guess it was. And every time I do this, and of course, when I'm going through with my BombBomb video, my screen share, highlighting things, explaining, I don't go too deep into it, but the big thing is today's buyer would be saving $184,000 in the first 5 years, and they'd be spending $800,000 less in interest over 15 years. And that just blew everybody's minds. And typically,
I think that blows everybody's mind. And it also does a great job of showing the power of mortgage advice. Like other loan officers don't know this. Other loan officers can't visualize this. The best teacher wins. The best educator wins. So this is a great lesson for everybody in the mortgage business to be able to do this. Do you mind sharing this in the Facebook group? And maybe I'll put a link to this specific TCA in show notes down below. So if you're watching this in Facebook or YouTube, the show notes will be below. And then he's going to actually share it from his Facebook group into the Mortgage Coach group. I can't remember what we have a topic tag on them. I think they're called real world stories or mortgage coach stories. So anytime I see something really cool out in social media that I share into the group, make note there's a topic that I put on it. And if you click on that topic, you'll see more real world samples like this. So dude, that was a huge gift for the community. Anything else you want to share about this one?
Just that when I do these, and not necessarily this kind of comparison, but even if it's just a straight refi example or purchase example or rent versus own or whatever it is, I always make sure after I run through the main screen and just give highlights, I always say something to the effect of, and as always with the total cost analysis, when you click on the more info button, you get a payment breakdown. When you click on the closing cost tab, so I kind of give people a navigational tour. I think that's important because not every, I mean, I might look at it. A lot of us are going to look at it and go, oh, more info, click on it, click on it, click on it. But a lot of people don't. So I usually make a point to go through and show them, and make sure you click on the fee detail link, and here you'll see an itemization of estimated fees. So that's just something I usually end with these anytime I'm doing one of these presentations.
One last note I have on this you call it a coaching corner. Do a great video. How you open it and frame it matters more than the story itself. If you can stop sharing it real quick, because we're going to go into close. But guys, what matters most is how you close. And I highly recommend that anytime that you did a success story in a case study, you localize it and you personalize it. And so in this particular case, even in your market, there's different markets that have different appreciation rates. And so there's, you're the local expert, and I'm going to help make this local and relevant. And then I'm going to help personalize it for you, because let's face, rates don't change yearly. They don't change monthly. They don't change weekly. They don't even change daily. They change hourly. And so call me, and based off of your goals, based off of rates today, I will show you what makes sense for you. So now I obviously don't do a 30-second Ginsu knife close, do a nice little 7-second to 15-second, but always be driving that, hey, reach out to me so I can personalize your total cost analysis or something. But be thoughtful about your close and you will get more leads. So, but first of all, just do it. Do what Ton's doing. Ton, any more closing words for the mortgage coach community, brother?
I love it. I'm so appreciative to be here, to be a part of Mortgage Coach. I would love any suggestions anyone else has. We're big fans of Atlantic Coast, and can't wait to see what else is coming out soon. You know what I do want to hold you to, if I can? You mentioned maybe getting a video that was just going to be for the automated, the total cost, total expert and home bots. That's what we want to see.
Hey, we're always evolving, guys. And there were years where we wouldn't call it the welcome video or your value prop video. We wanted to make sure that when you added a video with Mortgage Coach, it was humanized and personalized for one family at a time. But we've evolved. We've got integrations like HomeBot, Social Survey, Total Expert, where a TCA is being created. So yeah, we're definitely going to evolve it the way you suggested. And if you do have suggestions or ideas, I'm looking for them. I'm specifically right now, because we just rolled out the MI integration, I'm looking for great stories around how you're using Mortgage Coach to power MI strategies. And because we're rolling out the debt consol, I'm looking for strategies of where you've done a financial makeover for a family. It was like before you and after you, powered by Mortgage Coach. So please share those with me in our Facebook group, private message me on social media. And Ton, dude, you're a great leader. You're helping us transform how people get into debt in America. And you're also elevating loan officers at your own company in your market. So thank you, brother.
Thank you. Totally appreciate it. Thank you for all you do.
All right, guys, this call is a wrap. Give it a like, share it with your mortgage friends, and look forward to seeing you on the next call.